Hi, I'm Maria Starling, L&D Community Lead at iSpring. In this demo series, I break down how companies across industries solve real operational problems by using training as a system that supports performance. Today, let's talk about industrial environments. These include manufacturing companies, plants, state-owned enterprises, power generation facilities, rail operations, airports, seaports, and other organizations. One thing they all have in common is a focus on the safety, quality, and the workforce readiness, all non-negotiable in industrial settings. If you work in one of these industries, your training challenges usually isn't a lack of content. In most cases, it's the opposite. You probably already have plenty of materials like presentations, SOPs, HSC's documents, technical instructions, internal standards, certification records, and regulatory training requirements. And the big question is, how do you make sure the right people receive the right training on time with no gaps, expired certifications, or missed deadlines? Because in your environment, training is directly tied to operational flow. If someone misses the required briefing, safety course, or certification renewal, it can affect compliance, access to work, audit readiness, and overall production stability. At the same time, the organizational structure is usually complex. You may have multiple sites, workshops, departments, contractors, shift-based teams, and different levels of access. Some employees need recurring HSC training, while others need role-specific qualification programs or only local instructions relevant to their facility. And all of this has to be distributed accurately and tracked centrally. In other words, there are lots of things to keep an eye on, and the LMS you choose can make these processes more controlled and easier to manage, or bring even more complexity to the mix. iSpring LMS is built to help you run the entire industrial training cycle efficiently. It gives you a single system to centralize training materials, automate mandatory learning, manage certifications, control access by structure, and track completion across the entire organization. Let me show you how it works. First, let's start with the most important task in industrial training: effective content distribution. With iSpring LMS, you can bring all training into one place, including safety briefings, HSC courses, SOPs, onboarding modules, technical standards, equipment instructions, internal regulations, and knowledge checks. You can create onboarding programs, role-specific training tracks, and compliance modules and assign them to the right employees right away. Enrollment is quick, and automated reminders and reassignments help you keep the training process uninterrupted. On top of that, iSpring LMS lets you reflect that structure directly in the platform. You can organize users by department, sub-department, role, and location, and assign learning accordingly. This means employees only see training relevant to their responsibilities, and this is especially important when access must be controlled at every step. You don't want a contractor to see internal content intended only for permanent employees, and you also need to prevent on-site administrator from interfering with another facility's users. The department structure in iSpring LMS helps keep everything in check with strict access control. The platform supports multiple content formats, including courses, videos, documents, and SCORM packages. You can create or update the content right in the LMS thanks to the built-in editor, so there is no need to look for third-party authoring tools. And to make the process even easier and faster, you can use the iSpring AI Assistant to generate course text, create unique images, and refine your content. If you need to roll out multilingual courses, AI translation will also come in handy. So if you have a lot of internal materials and want to turn them into structured online training instead of rebuilding everything from scratch, just upload them to the LMS, refine them if needed, and they are ready to go. You can also take it a step further and create immersive learning content with iSpring Suite, a bundled authoring tool that features role plays, 14 types of assessments, and an extended library of ready-made assets for quick course building. Since iSpring Suite works in PowerPoint, subject matter experts can start with familiar presentations and convert them into interactive SCORM courses much faster. One of our clients, CMAC, used this exact workflow to help their team turn expert presentations into online course segments efficiently while maintaining compliance-related standards. You can read about their case by following the link in the video description. If you need to launch training quickly but don't have enough content, it's no problem. iSpring Academy offers a range of off-the-shelf courses on safety, compliance, HSC, and other topics relevant to your industry. You won't have to invest in course development or delay training sessions. Compliance is also easy with iSpring LMS. The system keeps track of who has completed the required compliance training. Let's say an employee must complete annual HSC training, quarterly knowledge checks, and a recertification module before their current qualification expires. You can configure that training path in advance. The system keeps track of who has completed the requirements, who is approaching expiration, and who is overdue. If retraining is needed, the LMS can automatically reassign the relevant course based on your rules. That way, you'll avoid potentially costly fines and workplace errors because of missed certifications, and this is a huge operational advantage. You have a similar level of control over employee certification. You can issue certificates for completed training directly on the platform, track their validity, and manage renewal logic. Additionally, iSpring LMS supports external certificates. You can upload and store external training certificates in each user profile, track expiration dates, and send alerts for a training. You have a single place where certification status is visible, even if some credentials were obtained outside the platform. For example, you can store and manage external safety permits, technical qualification certificates, third-party training records, or industry-specific credentials. Another thing you won't have to worry about with iSpring LMS is employee access to training in real working conditions. This is a common problem in industrial environments where not everyone sits at a desk. Some employees are on the shop floor, some move between operational zones, some work in the field, some are in transport, utilities, terminals, port facilities, or large industrial sites where classroom coordination is inconvenient and desktop access is limited. Mobile access solves this problem, and iSpring LMS features a native mobile app that puts training into employees' pockets. It's the best way to avoid pulling workers away from the factory floor, and the platform also supports offline learning when connectivity is unstable. The mobile app is perfect for shift-based learning before or after work, quick refreshers, last-mile access to required courses, or onboarding employees who are not constantly at a workstation. Since the app works offline, employees can download content, complete it, and sync progress later. This reduces downtime, lowers dependence on classroom scheduling, and helps training fit around operations. One of our clients, a US-based hearing aid manufacturer, Oticon, used the native iSpring LMS mobile app to train over 250 employees and loved the offline access feature that made training much more accessible for the off-the-desk teams. You can read the full case study by following the link in the video description. Alongside quick access to training, effective communication also matters. In safety-critical environments, questions come up constantly. Employees may need clarification on a procedure, an instruction, a course requirement, or a certification step. To make this easier and prevent delays in work processes, iSpring LMS includes built-in communication features, including chats with instructors and group interaction capabilities. This helps every team member get answers in the same environment where they learn, instead of switching between different channels. Employees won't have to wait for an email reply or try to find the right person to get the information or assistance they need. Chats also support social learning and help everyone stay connected, even when they work in different locations or facilities. Accurate tracking is just as important. Managers, trainers, and leaders, they need to know who has completed mandatory training with detailed stats, who missed deadlines, which certifications are expiring, where knowledge gaps exist, and how readiness differs by team, site, or department. And you can view all this data in iSpring LMS through visual reports. The platform provides detailed reporting for full visibility into training progress and its impact on performance. You can access individual employees, review team-level progress by group or location, and monitor the overall picture across the organization. To keep senior leadership in the loop and get deeper insights into training and key performance metrics, use the supervisor dashboard. A supervisor can see their team's overall progress as a percentage. This helps identify employees who meet your company's standards and can perform their job duties. This percentage can serve as an additional KPI for line managers. If they want to track their results, they just need to access iSpring LMS. These statistics will also be useful if your company plans to introduce changes and wants employees to prepare for them. For example, before rolling out new equipment or safety procedures, you can see which teams are ready for them and which need extra training. All this data is valuable, but it also needs to be protected. That's why security, stability, and deployment options matter just as much as functionality. That's why iSpring LMS can be deployed both as a cloud solution and on-premise. If you prefer cloud-based deployment, your data is hosted on Amazon AWS and protected with advanced encryption and access controls. iSpring also relies on trusted security-certified hosting providers and maintains GDPR compliance, so the platform meets high standards for data protection and reliability. Your company can also install the LMS on its own servers and integrate it into local IT infrastructure when needed. This is especially relevant for organizations with stricter security, infrastructure, or procurement requirements. We've already helped over 100 clients deploy iSpring LMS on-premise, and we continue to support them over the long term. No matter which deployment option you choose, your data will stay safe and the system will run reliably. In 2025, iSpring LMS maintained 99.8% uptime, which means practically no downtime. To make your operations more efficient, iSpring LMS integrates with the systems your company already relies on. This includes HR platforms, SSO systems, video conferencing tools, e-learning libraries, and custom in-house software through APIs. This means you can sync employee data automatically, simplify logging, track live training, and connect the LMS to your existing infrastructure instead of managing everything manually. So when a new employee joins, changes departments, or moves into a new role, that information can flow into the LMS automatically. The right training is assigned faster, admin work goes down, and the risk of organizational confusion or operational delay drops with it. Hundreds of manufacturing and industrial companies around the world are already using iSpring LMS to improve operations and keep employee audit ready. In a recent case, one of our clients rolled out the LMS across roughly 100 local affiliates and used departments and sub-departments to mirror its actual structure in the system. That let the company maintain centralized oversight while giving local sites the freedom to manage their own people. As a result, they now run training for 4,696 users with around 1,300 active at a time and about 50 department administrators handling training locally. According to the client, all business lines are now using the LMS. Local teams can assign training and pull reports independently, and the company is already using targeted training to improve operational outcomes such as product handling and warehouse damage rates. To learn more about this success story, follow the link in the video description. So if you work in manufacturing, utilities, transport, ports, airports, rail, or other operationally complex environments, iSpring LMS helps you solve very specific problems. It gives you one place to centralize training materials, deliver mandatory learning accurately, track compliance and overdue training, manage certificate validity, control access by structure, support mobile learning in real working conditions, and monitor readiness across the organization. And since iSpring combines LMS delivery with built-in authoring and iSpring Suite for more advanced courses, your team can develop and launch training faster. If you want to see how your platform would look in your own organizational structure, book a free personalized demo with an iSpring expert. I put the link in the description. We'll discuss your training requirements, access model, certification logic, and deployment needs, and show you how iSpring LMS can be configured for your environment. Thanks for watching, and for more videos on LMS strategy, training operations, and e-learning tools, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.